At long, long last, I finally found just the right type of movie that I've always wanted to review for Halloween. A modern movie with an old school horror feel. So, what movie am I talking about? Why, the film The Conjuring, of course. And it's directed by James Wan, the guy who did Insidious and the first Saw film. I discovered he has a knack for building up the right kind of horror atmosphere. Now I want to share this film with you. Happy Halloween! The first scene in this film is depicting a couple that have gone to the Warrens to talk about a doll that they believe was possessed by the spirit of a little girl.
When we came home,
they were wrong.
She was sitting in the hallway.
And I want you to really take a look at the cinematography in this scene. So much of the hallway is shrouded in darkness leading up to this reveal. The lighting, the way the camera's positioned, all of it is designed to keep enough of it in the dark and yet just enough to dramatically illustrate exactly what the director wants them to see. After that scene that establishes the mood of the film, the character of the Warrens and what they do and the direction the film is going to be going in, we move to the Perron family, to the home of Roger and Carolyn, who have just moved into a farmhouse in Harrisville, Rhode Island, with their daughters. And very wisely, the dog seems to be the only one aware that something's not quite right with this house. The movie then allows us to get to know the Perron family and their children in a game they like to play, which is a variation of hide and seek. You put a blindfold over someone, you spin them around, and then they seek out everybody else with only a clapping to alert them as to where you are. And it's during this game that they find out they have a basement that was boarded up for some reason. I can't imagine why.
Hey, Nancy, can you go get me the matches, please?
And this is when the troubles start. Carolyn, the mother, gets odd bruises on her body. The clocks in the house all stop at around the exact same time. And their dog, well...
Boomer will we'll get you another Boomer.
Yeah, they went there, and it gets worse, because the children are getting late-night visits from a monstrous presence, though they don't quite know it yet. You see, the film, there's not a lot of jump scares in it. For the most part, they're quite rare. There's really only about 3 or 4. Really, this film is about building tension and atmosphere, which is a tragically neglected part of horror in a day and age where scares seem to be more reliant on gore and jump scares. And I'm not against gore and jump scares, but they kind of oversaturate the market. Here, let me show you an example of, for example, one of this film's jump scares, okay? Here's the scene.
Got ya!
Zach.
See, the film got you good. But let's go back to what the film is more about in terms of horror, and that's back to the atmosphere and building tension. So the mother decides to play the game of hide and seek, clap clap, with her youngest child. Now, watch this play out. And watch very closely. I'm not going to say a thing.
Oh, I know where you're hiding. Give me the third clap.
I'm gonna get you now. I can hear you breathing. April. April.
Ha! You took your blindfold off. I went. You weren't even warm, Mom. I was
Did
in
you see
Christine
that?
and Nancy's
No
room.
big jump scare at the end, just the briefest glimpse of something, and then it slid back into shadows and dust, letting the tension build as you wondered just what it was that clapped. The fear and anticipation was more important. But if you're feeling gypped, don't worry, because soon after, one of the girls, who's been feeling that horrible presence linger on, gets a nighttime visitor, and she's sure that there's something hiding in their room. Now watch this performance, and watch it well. Again, you can't see anything, but the performance of the girl here is carrying the scene so well. You feel the same raw terror that she does. You're just on the edge of your seat, just waiting, wondering what's lurking in the dark.
Nancy. Nancy. There's someone behind the door.
What?
There's someone standing over there.
I don't see anyone.
It's looking right at us.
Nancy, don't. Nancy, no, look. Look, there's no one here. See? Ugh, it's that smell again.
Oh my God. It's standing right behind you.
Now it's just my weight.
Meanwhile, we get another scene with Warren showing that they're not above being skeptical and care about getting solid proof and validating claims. They don't just bust ghosts and do exorcisms. Oh no. They also find out when a supposed scare really is more just an old house than a haunted one. But the Perrin family definitely has a haunted house, as poor Carolyn is quickly learning. Carolyn's certain that she hears something down in the basement, and at first it looks like she's going to investigate it, but when it looks like there's nothing down there, she figures, okay, fine, it's no big deal,
Who's ever
she'll
down
just
there to
leave.
lock you in now?
Yeah, I'm not happy.
Wanna play hide and clap?
You install the clapper?
No, but catchy jingle, isn't it? Ah, clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off. The clapper.
There you go.
But for those of you wondering, okay, just what exactly is it that's haunting this family, and what is it that's going on with them? Well, the good news is you're about to get your answers from this scene, because now we actually get a good look at what it is that's haunting this poor, long-suffering family. And it's not just any ghost. Oh no, it's a very special ghost.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
Crushes their will.
Finally, at the end of her
And once a
rope,
week in
Carolyn
state,
calls upon
leads
the
them to the third and
Warrens,
final
hearing that they're
stage,
going to be speaking at a
possession.
nearby college. And don't worry,
Hey, Ed.
she knows exactly who to go to
There's
because
someone here that would like to
she
talk.
has experiences with haunted houses, so she's sure the Warrens will believe her.
It's about family. It's always been about family. It's about Carolyn and the children from the mill so you could hear their voices. Family. Well, I'm family, Grandpa, and I've come home. You go to hell.
That's what I was talking about.
So the Warrens get introduced to the family, and Lorraine decides to take a tour of the house because, being a psychic, she's more open and receptive to the spiritual energies in cases such as this, especially down in the basement. And again, it all goes back to atmosphere, and this film blows it away when it comes to the atmosphere. In fact, remember that toy box from earlier, the one that did the jump scare? Well, time for a bit of a subversion of what you're gonna be expecting. Admit it, you all think there's gonna be another jump scare, don't you? Well, not exactly. Subtlety in a horror movie. I didn't think such things were possible anymore.
Hey. What is it?
Okay. I know it's the easiest joke I could make, but I gotta do it. I just gotta.
I see dead people.
When I came through your door, it was latched to your back. And then I saw it again with the girls when we walked into the living room. And it doesn't matter where you go, this dark entity has latched itself to your family and it's feeding off you. Even if we leave?
Sometimes when you get haunted, it's like stepping on gum. You take it with you.
Look, I gotta tell you, you have a lot of spirits in here. But this is the one that I'm most worried about because it is so hateful.
Okay, so what do we do? Can we call a priest?
I wish it were that easy.
This didn't record.
What do you mean?
So the Warrens decide to call in their full team to get all their equipment set up, also they can document proof so that the Catholic Church can be called in for a full exorcism. They even get a cop to help them out. He's naturally skeptical to all this.
Nice to meet you, man.
Remember that.
So, you're the lucky new cop, huh?
Guess so.
You know you can't shoot ghosts, right?
Take it easy on him, Drew.
And Carolyn and Lorraine bond together, with Lorraine understanding Carolyn's concern for her children since, as a psychic and a paranormal investigator, Lorraine is often worried about dragging trouble home to her own child.
Wow.
In fact, the Warrens get along
It's a nice
splendidly
day for
with the
beach,
Perrin family.
How did you know?
But unfortunately, Carolyn is soon possessed. Though the others aren't aware of this, at least not yet they're not. Okay, that was pretty cool. Say, do you remember that cop from before? The guy I told you who was skeptical and didn't believe in all this ghost stuff? Well, he's gonna change his mind pretty quickly.
Look what she made me do.
Hey. Ed?
Look what you made me do!
Where'd she go, Ed?
Indeed, while they don't know Carolyn is possessed, what they do know is that the house is severely
Ed, where'd she
haunted,
go?
especially when one of the daughters goes missing, and the entire room that she was in and disappeared into turns into basically a freezer. And where is she? Well, she actually disappeared into a secret passageway, which they can only find during a rather tense scene using a blacklight. It's really, really cool.
Hit the lights. No. Found her.
Unfortunately, while Lorraine is going in to try and bring the poor girl out, she manages to find a noose and falls down through a rather creaky floorboard into the basement, finding the music box again, and this time something else is down there with her. Yep. This. This is really friggin' creepy. So they take all the proof they've gathered up to the Catholic Church nearby, but the problem is that this is the 1970s and the church is less lax on their rules. The family isn't Catholic and the kids aren't baptized, so this means there's a lot of red tape in the way, keeping the church from doing a proper exorcism. But the priest says he'll put in a call for approval to get the exorcism. The family just has to wait a little while and then everything will be cleared up, the house will be cleaned, and everything is going to be just fine. What they don't know is that the one resource they don't have is time.
Yeah, well, neither have I.
Meanwhile, the Warrens are getting warned off by that creepy Annabelle doll from before, with the dark spirit trying to tell them to get lost. It's not gonna work. And, by the way, this reminds me, the doll, Annabelle, got its own spin-off. Believe me when I tell you, it's not very good. Like, at all. Unfortunately, Carolyn is now fully possessed, and like the others who have come before and the house her family now holds, the witch is going to possess the mother to kill the daughter. So it's now up to Ed Warren to do the exorcism himself, as the witch does everything in her power to keep them from finishing it. And by doing everything, she fights dirty. Really, really dirty. But on the plus side, we get this awesome scene for the trailer. The good news is that Lorraine is able to reach through to Carolyn, and combined with her personal connection she's made, and with Ed's powerful exorcistic prayers, they're finally able to expel the dark spirit from poor Carolyn, and the Perrin family is finally saved. So it's happy endings all around. The family is back together again, the ghost is gone, and the Warrens take home a memento of their experiences to put with other mementos they have in a room that they bless every now and then to make sure demonic presences don't remain. Now, what did they take from the house? Well, what do you think? Yep, the toy box. And so, our movie ends with the final shot of the film lingering on the toy box, adding that final bit of creepy, haunting atmosphere that James Wan loves to use, and I love to indulge in.